Hey guys, Whitney and Danielle here to do Q&A number 35. This week we are going to talk about how much Danielle loves Sandy Springs new beer.
It's amazing.
Always advocating and advertising. I use the word advocate a lot in the Q&A, so it's just like autopilot, like advertising for our buddies down at Sandy Springs.
Okay, but you have to tell them what kind this is.
So, Good Night Sweet Tart. It's the best. Go get you some. Go get you some. Good Night Sweet Tart. You'll love it. Anyway, that's not all we're going to talk about. We're going to answer some questions. All right. Historically, on the Q&A, we are asked to stop a lot of behaviors for folks. Folks are always asking us, how can I stop this unwanted behavior? Well, the answer is always going to involve punishment. That's just it. There's only one way to stop an unwanted behavior, and that is through discipline or punishment. So you're going to hear that a lot. However, in our day-to-day routine of training dogs, 95% of our day in training dogs is always the yes part. But that's not generally what folks are asking us on the Q&A. So, our day here, we're clicker trainers. So we use a clicker and food rewards. So we're food trainers too. But again, most of the conversation on the Q&A is going to revolve and talk a lot about discipline.
I didn't like it. It was like it was just off, and
You feel better now?
Mm-hmm.
You want me to move?
No. That's why I moved that. I mean, you can. There's perfect. I felt like we were very off center.
Okay.
Walking.
I think we're very centered now.
Okay, just keep going. You weren't supposed to acknowledge I did that. You were just supposed to let me do it.
Okay. I'll remember that for next time.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're back. Anyway, so that is a intro to how it's gonna go.
Did you touch on a lot of the times some of the questions require more than just the 30-second answer? Because I went over some of the questions, and I think that may come up. So
okay, so a lot of times an answer may involve, and in fact more times than not, an answer may involve a 30-minute answer, but I'm gonna give you like a 30-second answer, like a 1-minute answer. Why? Well, because that's the platform here, you know. So one of the things we offer is Skype. I can Skype with you. I can FaceTime with you. But we really don't do these Q&As to bait you with buying paid services. But you may need a more in-depth answer. So we do offer that. All right, let's roll with it.
Okay, so the first question. Two people asked kind of the same question, so we'll put those together. So I'm going to read the first one, and then I'll read the name of the second one, too.
Okay.
Okay, so Lexi Moultrup. 1-year-old golden retriever won't stop digging holes in the backyard. He gets plenty of exercise a day and has plenty of toys to play with, but chooses to dig. Any recommendations on how to stop this behavior? Okay, so then I went down a little further, and Lindsay Kreider said, any suggestions on digging? My backyard is filled with holes.
Oh, okay. So I think you're both new, so welcome. Thank you for your questions, and hope that we can help. I know that we can help because I know that the answer to your questions works. When I say I hope that we can help, meaning I hope you let us help. Why? Because you have to apply the information. Everybody does. When you ask a question, it's the application of the information. That's where the magic is. Here's how you fix that. You gotta put a shock collar on the dog, and you gotta correct the dog high for digging holes in the backyard. All this baloney out there is like, oh, well, you know, put the dog's waste in the hole. No. Then you're going to have a bigger issue. Like, you're going to be cleaning a lot more off than mud, right? Okay, what you're going to do is, if the dog won't dig in front of you, so if you have a fenced-in backyard, let's say, and the dog won't dig in front of you, then I want you to put the dog out in the backyard, from the kitchen window, wherever the dog starts to dig, high level correction on the remote collar. So that would be like an act of God correction, and it will stop it. It will stop it. Next.
Do you want to just go over again what an act of God correction means?
So an act of God correction is usually something I use to identify a behavior that needs to stop that could cost the dog its life. Okay, so digging holes in the backyard is not going to cost the dog its life unless it's digging a hole underneath a fence. It could get caught or get out of the fence and be lost. But just digging a random hole in like your flower bed of the backyard is not going to cost the dog its life. But I actually just went over this with a client this morning. But it could cost the dog its life in the sense of like if you're so frustrated because every time you let the dog out to potty, it digs in your backyard. And you're like, for God's sakes, if you do that one more time, I swear to God, like I'm done. I cannot be bathing you every day. This is ridiculous, right? Then just correct the dog high on the collar. Just correct the dog high, call it a day, and move on with your life. It'll work. It'll work.
Okay. Tiffany Slutz. My blue heeler was abused before I rescued her. It's apparent it was by a man because she is definitely fearful of my boyfriend or father, even though she's never been touched by them. It just seems to be the male dominance thing. She goes from being very timid to growling at them, even snapping. It's concerning me. She's not like that to women or kids. What could I do to help her warm up to men who won't hurt her?
Tiffany, welcome. I think you're new also, so thank you for your question. Here's what I want you to do. Now you want me to move?
Just right there. It's perfect.
Right here? You say that I have control issues.
This is my job. I'm supposed to make sure that these things are perfect.
Is this good?
Yeah.
Okay. Tiffany, thank you for your question. I can help you. Okay. First thing. Yeah, this is going to sound harsh. But let's stop with the backstory on the dog. Okay? The reason I say that is because as somebody who makes a living on rehabbing dogs, it holds owners back from thinking with your head and training with your head. When you hold on to a backstory of abuse or neglect, the rescue dog sort of mentality, what happens is you make decisions and you start training with your heart when really you need to be training with your head. Okay? So I mean that with love. I think it's horrible and horrific that this dog had been possibly abused, but let's drop the backstory, let's stop talking about it, and we're going to move on from today, right now, today. Because truthfully, we don't know the whole story. All we know is we got to fix it. That's all we know. So what you're going to do is you're going to advocate for your dog. So this whole business of like, we're going to create a positive association with men, right? You got to be very careful with how you execute that. Because these purely positive trainers will tell you what you're going to do is every time a man walks in the room, they're going to come and they're going to throw food at the dog, right? To make the dog comfortable, to try to create a good association with the dog, right? So man walks in, dog growls, food shows up. Guess what? If I wanted to train a dog how to growl, that's exactly how I would do it. I have a personal protection security dog, and when I wanted to train his growl, that's how I did it. Slightly different, but you get the same picture. So be very careful that you're not doing that, because then you are training the growl. You are training the reaction. What you're going to do is, man walks into a room, dog growls, you do one of three things. And you're going to correct it. You're going to do one of three things. You're going to, no, bonk the dog. No. Pop on the prong collar. No. Correct the dog on the remote. Here's how I would prefer you to do it. My number one preference of a correction would be a bonker. That would be my number one. Bonker's just a wrapped up towel. go to our YouTube channel, Milligan Valley Canine Academy. We have videos on bonkers, how to use them, how to make them. So it would be no, simple, just like that. No, bonk, firm. If you didn't want to bonk, you could no and correct on the remote, and then my third would be to correct on the prong. Okay, I'm well aware of the conversation. If you correct the dog for growling, then the dog will just go straight for a bite. No, it won't. It's a lie. It won't. Never seen it. And I rehab aggression and anxiety. Never seen it. Correct the growl, you corrected the thought. You correct the thought and the intention, then you won't have an action. You just won't. So you got to correct that. Then you'll have people say, so you're going to correct a nervous, fearful dog. Yeah. If it's growling at my family members, absolutely I will. That's where, again, if you hold on to well, he was a rescue dog, well, he was abused. Well, if you hold on to that, then you're thinking too much with your heart and not with your brain. Because if we don't fix this, then there's going to be an injury and the dog may die. The dog may die because it may bite somebody and then have to be euthanized. So this is a serious matter. Then, once you give the correction for the growl, then you can start to reward and create a positive association with men. You do it though. They don't do it. You do it. Man walks into a room, no growling, no reactivity, dog maintains. You as the owner then go, good, food. And then you create that positive association. Okay. That was more than a 30-second answer. Something like that I could talk an hour about on how to fix that for you. But that's as short as I could get it and give you the best information.
Right. And that was a lot of people are dealing with that. So
yeah.
Hopefully that'll help a lot of people.
Yes. So thank you for your question, and let us know if we can do anything else for you. Maybe you got something in your head.
It was probably a gray hair.
It's not a gray hair. It's a
fuzz?
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
Sounds
Next.
good. Mark Gearing. My puppy Stella is.
Oh, hey, Mark. You love it when I do that.
Can you see it on my face? Do I roll my eyes? Because sometimes I don't know if my reactions I'm actually doing it or I just think I'm doing it.
I don't even have to look at you. I can just feel.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Mark.
Can I go now? Okay.
Yeah, go.
My puppy Stella is very obedient with the pinch collar on. He'll sit when I stop walking, place and down stay, yet when she's off leash, off the pinch collar, she's not as obedient to my commands. We've only been training for 3 weeks. She runs when I come toward her with the leash and collar. Consistency and time I'm hopeful will prove successful on or off leash. That's a question. And I'm not sure what the last part of that is.
What last part? Oh, he probably means, can you speak on this, please?
Oh! I really couldn't. I just was I don't know what he's trying to say.
If you can weed through my autocorrected text all the time.
I don't know why I couldn't. I'm so sorry, Mark. I really like your question.
So
but
Mark,
I just got confused.
Mark, you're killing it over there. Mark's on my schedule. What do you even need me for? Just use the free content. You don't even need to pay me. Okay. So is the general question on how to get the dog to like the leash and the collar?
I think it might be first of all, the first part of it is that she is obedient when it's on.
Yeah.
The second part is that she runs away when he comes towards her with it. So,
okay. So here's the thing: 13-week-old puppy.
I don't know. You would probably know because you said he's on that thing.
Yeah, I think she's
training for 3 weeks,
14 or something, 14 weeks. Your only leverage is the leash and the collar. So, of course, to get the dog to behave mannerly, that's it. That's your leverage, is the leash and the collar. Because you have a knuckle-headed puppy still, So, of course, hearing that she behaves better when the leash and collar on is leash and collars on, that's like normal. So that's fine. I'm good with that right now at her age.
And we just leave the leash and collar on at that age. Like, because that's our leverage, we just let the puppy walk around with it on.
Yeah.
It's frustrating, but it works. So.
That's it. It's your only leverage. It's kind of like, when I go out in public with my 6-year-old nephew and we get out of the car and we walk into a store, you have to hold my hand. Why? Because you're 6 years old. That's why. So I'm not going to hold his hand for the rest of his life, but I'm going to hold your hand right now. So your puppy's not going to drag around a leash and a prong collar for the rest of the life, but you are right now because you're a puppy. So there's that. The other part of things is counter condition with the dog in the collar. So sit down on the floor, counter condition with food. So you put the collar on the dog and the dog squirms. You could, no, bonk, right? A little bonk. Put the collar on the dog and the dog does really good. Yes, food. You can do that. Also, you can let the dog have the prong and the leash on and do fun stuff as well. Take the dog out in the backyard with the equipment on and let her chase the ball, chase a stick, be a puppy, no work association with it. Let the dog think, hey, I got the leash and the collar on, hey, we're gonna do something together. And it might not be work. Because at this age, puppies don't see the point of work, right? So older dogs, they love to work. They wanna work. When we give them a job, they're like, oh, thank God, I've been waiting for somebody to tell me what to do. Mm-hmm. Puppies don't see the point of all this. So create a good association with the leash and the collar. And I look forward to working with you face-to-face soon.
Okay, Lauren Taylor. I have an 8-week-old puppy. When do you suggest introducing a cot for place, and is there one you recommend?
Hey, Lauren, I think you are new as well. A lot of new people. That's awesome. That's awesome. 8-week-old puppy, Lauren, here's the thing. Can you teach an 8-week-old puppy stuff? Yes. Can't teach them a lot. I personally have a 13-week-old puppy, and you're very limited on what all you can teach them because their attention span is like this. So, you can start training place about 14 weeks old. You start training that. We get the raised beds. You can get like, and I don't mean this to come out like cheap, as in cheap, but like an inexpensive bed from Chewy.com. It's just their type in raised dog bed, dog cot on Chewy.com, and you can get like a nice raised bed from them for like $20. If you want a higher end bed, which we also use we use Caranda beds, those are good too, but you're gonna spend like $120 on one of their beds.
I think those are, they're so nice.
They are.
They're so nice.
They are. So either Chewy.com, raised dog bed, or Caranda beds.
And the Chewy beds are nice too. That's what I have.
They're just basic.
Yeah.
Basic bed. So you can start teaching that about like 14-ish weeks old. As far as an 8-week-old puppy, you can start patterning like, not rushing out of the kennel, things like that. You can start like teaching the dog its name with a clicker and food, or just, yes and food. So you can say the dog's name, whatever, like Max. And when he looks at you, yes, food, or good food, whatever you want your marker word to be, or click food, just little things like that. So thank you for the questions. We'll be here. So if you need any other help, let us know.
Okay.
Next.
So this next question is kind of long. I'm going to try to condense it as much as I can. Marie Kiefer or Kiefer? I'm not sure.
Marie Kiefer.
Okay.
So Marie, she'll condense the question because she knows I'll be lost two sentences in.
So it's for her brother, because I read through it. Apparently they have not very good cell service, so she's trying to help them as much as she can.
Mediate. I know all about that. Lack of cell service.
Yeah, we know all about that here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have a 7-month-old GSD.
Okay.
Refuses to use the bathroom outside.
Oh, that sucks.
seen him walk her for an hour straight to get her energy out, and in the same places of the yard. She's recently tried to tie her to the same spot, but the moment she comes in, she uses the bathroom on the floor. No matter how long she's been outside. She watches our videos, so...
The sister-in-law does?
It says, we've been watching a lot of good videos. Of course, I've seen all of yours a million times, so she...
Marie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rest of the training is going well. We taught her about the bonker, and I put on your video, and that's helping for things like surfing and etc.
Awesome.
But no luck with the house training. They're iffy about puppy pads, so that's good.
Yeah. You should be real iffy about them.
She said because then doesn't it teach that she's allowed to use the bathroom inside?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. So, that's basically our question. They've taught a lot of other things, like the dog is learning things, but it's the bathroom.
It's the bathroom issue.
And
anything on? Was that everything?
Well, that's all of one question.
Sorry if I rambled, but they're deep in the question. That's okay. I ramble all the time. I am queen of rambling. I get it. Is that it?
Yeah. That's it. We'll go to the second one afterwards. After we answer that one.
So here's the thing. That really stinks. The dog is like going to the bathroom in the house. It really stinks because sometimes these dogs, like if you get them from a breeder that lets them live in like an environment where they're used to just pottying, playing, sleeping, and eating all in the same area, the dog gets conditioned early on that they just potty, they just drop and potty, and then they play in it, and they don't care, right? That's tough. It's even tougher when the dog is like older, right? So you get the dog and it's older. There's no magic powders for that. I'm so sorry. I wish that I could give you a secret. There's so many times where I'm like, I know you're struggling. Boom, here's the answer. This isn't one of those times. What I could tell you is this. 0. What am I going to say?
I don't know. I was reading the second question.
0 free roaming.
I almost
You
said
went
free
out.
roaming.
No, you
I
did
almost
not.
no,
No,
listen.
you didn't.
I almost said
didn't.
it because I almost said, is she gonna say free roaming?
No.
But I wasn't paying attention, so I was like trying to think of what was coming off the top of my head.
No,
That's
because
okay.
then I paused.
I know.
On the second one to give you a chance, and you could have popped in with like free roaming.
You don't have to believe me, but I'm just saying. Like I almost said that, but I was like, I don't know if I was paying attention good enough to answer that. So
I do believe you. However, I know that you don't like to be wrong, so you.
I don't like to be wrong.
Okay.
No, I just wonder if I should give you the
Okay,
second
go
question
ahead.
because I almost feel like it's going to tie in
Go
to
ahead.
the first question.
Go
So, because it's just really quick.
Yep.
They
let me
have
it.
cats, and the dog is picking the cats up by their head and by their neck and head and trying to walk off with them. So
No.
she says they use.
And I'm not a cat person, but no.
She says they use the bonker, so she leaves them alone. But that's what she's doing. So to me, I'm interpreting that as the dog is having free roaming time in order to get the cats.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought maybe it might tie in everything.
Yeah. Okay. No free roaming. 0. Zip. The dog has not earned it. Teach your dog the place command. Teach. Once it's taught, and the dog understands, you hold them accountable for noncompliance. The dog goes outside, plays, runs, goes for a walk, does all their doggy stuff outside. They come inside, they lay down, they relax. 7-month-old puppy can hold a place command for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
What do you got Lincoln up to? Lincoln's 6 months old.
He's up to like 3 hours.
3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? No free roaming. The dog has not deserved it. Trust has to be earned, guys. It has to be earned. Okay? So I had a client drop off a dog today. That has been a client of mine for a long time. Okay? He comes, he drops off his dog. I like him. He's a nice guy. I don't know him well enough to give him my bank account information. I'm not just going to hand over my bank info, all the passwords to my devices. Nothing against him, but I don't know him that well. I like him. He's a nice guy. You know? Trust has to be earned. It's not given. Okay? So let the dog earn your trust. If the dog has to lay on the place bed and do no free roaming in your house, it's not going to have the opportunity to potty in your house. So what he's going to learn, it's not just going to lay there on the place bed and pop a squat. So it has to learn to go potty outside. So you're going to recondition, rewire the dog's brain that way. As far as the cat thing, that is a no, and that is a high-level correction on a remote collar. That is, I don't want to say you can't bonk for that, but a remote collar would be way, way better than a bonker on that. And think of the poor cats. And I'm not a cat person. I mean, I already stated that. Like, I don't dislike them, but I'm just, like, not a cat. I'm not, like, sitting here with my cats. Like, I'm thinking of the cats. Like, how awful is that they're, like, getting picked up by their head and get high-level remote collar.
But even the free roaming, though, you might even
would
see
organically
that corrected.
Yeah.
Because if the dog's unable to free roam, it's not going to be able to pick up a cat by its head and neck and drag it away.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I mean, but yes, still high-level correction.
Yeah.
But like sometimes those things fix themselves.
Absolutely. Marie, thank you for following. Thank you for all the support. Love you. Now go help your family get to work on that dog.
All right,
Next.
Susan Harmon Peters. More info on housebreaking 1+-year-old coonhound. I guess we just talked about this.
Wow. Yeah, we did.
Will pee outside, but not. She uses emojis though, so it's kind of funny. The poop emoji. Only occasionally with luck. Used to being in a 10x10 kennel during the day where he would poop on a concrete floor. Brought him into our home. Cannot get him consistent. My daughter said he's used to pooping not on a leash when outside.
Sure
Dog was
is.
in country, now in town with us.
Yep.
So yeah. Suggestions.
That's tough.
I hate potty training puppies.
Yes.
So
and potty
frustrating.
training a year-old dog.
Yeah.
Like, that's not little.
Mm-mm.
That's not little
Right.
piddles there. That's tough, Susan. Susan, right?
Yep.
That's tough. I don't have magic powders to fix that. And I know I say that a lot, but it's true. Potty training is, you have to find the right combination. Are you giving the dog free rein food and water? If you are, stop. Meal times and give the dog drinks. Here you go, dog. Drink. Pick the water up. Take him out. Are you crate training that dog? If not, start. Just like I said previously, the dog has to earn freedom. So if your dog does not know the place command, teach it. That dog should be doing no free roaming in your house. None. Not until it's earned. None. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got, because your dog is conditioned to, hey, I'm outside, I got a potty, boom, I just go. I don't wait for anybody. I don't have to hold it. I don't know how to go to the door and alert you. Like, can't even fault the dog because the dog doesn't know, right? Dog doesn't know. So, do those things, Susan. And that will give you a leg up at least. But a lot of the advice that I give out, I'm usually like, just do this. It'll work. Like,
But that stuff does help. I just sometimes think that it takes longer to help, so it's not like one of those like, oh, this is going to help right now. So like, it's just like, you know what, this is going to help you. It just might take a little bit, but you're still going to get there.
It's not that instant gratification.
Yeah, but it still helps.
Yeah, it will.
Okay.
Thank you for the question. If we can do anything else for you, Susan, let us know.
Lauren McCauley, 2 questions.
Hey, Lauren.
Can you talk me through how to find the correct low level and then Punisher level on the Mini Educator? I'm currently training a very submissive dog, and when I tried the 1 out of 100 for low level, she acted like it was a Punisher.
One?
This is a cheaper e-collar, so I'm hoping that the Mini Educator is more sensitive.
Yeah. Yep. I've only had one dog in my career. And I've had a lot of dogs. I only had one dog in my career that needed, what do they call them? Like a buffer on the contact points because one was too intense. And humans can't even feel it pre-6. So Mini Educators definitely gonna help you.
Her second question is, I've heard other...
Well, did I answer the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
She said, I'm... Oh, can you talk her through?
Talk her through. That was it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Go on our YouTube channel, MilliganValleyCanineAcademy.com. Why do I say that every single time?
I like that you say it. I think it's funny.
Milligan Valley Canine Academy on YouTube. Scroll down until you see I have a Shiba Inu that I'm finding a working level on. Watch that video. That's a good one. I know I have some other ones on there on getting a working level. I do remember the one with the Shiba Inu though. Watch that one. Remember, your working level's always going to change. So don't get married to a number. It's going to go up and down. I was working as a puppy today who started on a 7 and then inside, and then I took the dog outside and its 7 turned into a 14 working level. So you're never going to get married to a number. You're always going to watch the dog. It's going to go up and down. Mm-hmm. Your Mini Educator is going to be better. Mini Educator is boss. It is the best collar out on the market. Shut up. Go away. Why do I, you're supposed to be like, yeah, what she said. Yeah, that's what...
It's true. You are correct. What you said is
my
correct.
verbiage. Mini Educator is boss. See, I gave you a second opportunity to jump in and be like, yeah, what she said.
Just answer the question.
It's the most quality. The stem pattern on a Mini Educator is the most consistent.
Yes.
It is the most consistent.
It is very consistent.
All right. Next.
Second question. Is there any more left?
Yep.
I've heard other trainers say that heels should only be used for short intervals. Is it inappropriate for me to expect a dog to go on a 30-minute walk in a proper heel? Oh, she said thanks in advance. You guys rock.
Hey, thanks for consuming. That is probably one of the most asinine things I've ever heard.
I don't. That's why I was having trouble reading it, because I was like, what? Is it inappropriate to expect your dog to go on a 30-minute walk
what?
in a proper heel?
Like, what?
I mean, we've taken Wyatt on a run before, and he's done a heel the entire time.
Guys, I went camping, and hiking, and my dog was in a command for 3 days straight.
Yeah.
Lauren?
Yep.
Lauren. Take your dog on a 10-minute proper heel. Take your dog on a 3-hour proper heel. The dog will be fine. In fact, it'll be the best thing ever for your dog. That is the biggest line of crap I've ever heard.
Actually, though, structured walks are the best thing for your dog.
Yeah.
A lot of times, if I want to make my dogs be in the correct state of mind, I will take them for a structured walk before I even start training.
Right.
Because that helps them get into that. Go ahead.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was actually kind of done.
So, but this is where I'm not going to go on a tangent because I know we got a lot more to get onto. I'm not going to go down a tangent, but that was likely heard from a purely positive. The dog should just be living unicorns and butterflies and just living its best life 24/7. And if not, you're a monster, because these people think the dog should go on every walk, just be able to sniff and pull and investigate and potty and hike its leg wherever, and it's just ridiculous.
Well, here's the thing. You wouldn't have your kid do whatever they wanted whenever.
No.
A human can't do whatever they want whenever. Or that human is not a good human, usually. I mean, some people, but like,
Yeah.
it's just not like, it's not appropriate thinking.
No,
It's not appropriate thinking.
It's not. And then you have a dog owner like Lauren who's like putting her best foot forward, but then she's over there second guessing herself, going like, well, I better go back because I'm creeping up towards a half an hour.
Right.
Like, so you got her second guessing herself, which is ridiculous. It makes me like sad. Lauren, you're fine. Walk your dog for however you want, however long you want, and make it proper, make it structured, make it matter of fact, and your dog will thank you for it.
It will.
Next.
Okay. Rachel Thompson.
Hey, Rachel.
1-year-old GSD. I'm very serious about all aspects of training.
Awesome.
But for some reason, he has started having horrible anxiety in the car. I
Okay.
can't figure it out. The way he whines is horribly distracting.
Mm-hmm.
Whining, panting, etc. I try to get him in the right headspace before the car. You should just put it on silent.
I thought I did. Sorry.
It's okay.
Hope it's not Ed McMahon.
You didn't really just say that. I was imagining it, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Is
So-
he even alive? Is he?
I don't know.
We'll have to look that up.
Okay.
All right, so dog
hold
has
on.
anxiety in the car.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I'm getting there.
I'm with you.
She says she tries to get him in the right headspace, rewarding before the car when he sees the car, etc. He is harnessed and buckled in. She's checked for pain.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried low-level stimulation,
Mhm.
a few nicks, no e-collar and positive reinforcement
Mhm.
only, etc. Nothing is working. Help. He's an amazing dog. Other than this, recall is on lock.
Yep.
Gets exercise 4 miles or more per day.
Woo! All right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Obedience is awesome. He's decently calm in most spaces with the cars, like torture time, and can't seem to get him figured out.
Lauren, here's what you're going to do. I am assuming your dog knows how to do a downstay based off of that. If your dog can do a downstay in the kitchen, living room, backyard, anywhere else, your dog needs to hold a downstay in the car. Non-negotiable. Lay down, relax, wait till we get to our destination. How long? I don't know. Could be 2 minutes, could be 2 hours. Doesn't matter to me. Hold a downstay. You do not need to be up, looking out the window, whining, being concerned about the world. I need you to do a job for me. Dog, lay down in the back seat, relax, hold a downstay. Dog sits up and breaks the downstay by sitting. You can tap on the e-collar, and the dog should lay back down. This is how you're going to role play it at first. So if we have a board and trained dog, so a dog that we just got in today, we've been told has car anxiety. This is how we will role play it out. One of us will drive, the other one will operate the dog. So, driving, the other person in the passenger side is operating the dog. Dog sits up, I'm just driving, she's like, no, tap, bring the dog back down, right? She's operating the dog. So you gotta role play it. You gotta test it out. Then once the dog is doing well with both of you, then you can just take the dog whenever on your own. But make him hold it downstay. We fix car anxiety all the time with that.
Yep.
Next.
Ed McMahon died in 2009.
Did he?
Yeah.
And then that wasn't him calling me.
Certainly wasn't. Okay.
All right.
Christy Taylor. My Labradoodle will be 12 weeks on Saturday. Still has potty accidents in the house and chews on anything. She does really good when I let her out and she's on a food schedule. I don't know how to get her to come tell me when she needs to go out. What is the best way to break that? Other than that, she's doing really well. Just need to know how to break her from chewing on things. So there's 2 questions there.
Okay, so the first question is how do you get the dog to tell you when it needs to go to the bathroom? You don't. I tell my dogs when they need to go to the bathroom. What is so funny about that? What's so funny about that?
Nothing. There's nothing funny about it. It was just.
I feel very passionate today.
I know you are very
like
passionate. You don't.
You don't.
You don't.
I feel like I'm training dogs today. Right. You don't, though. Because if the dog is going to the door telling you that it has to go to the bathroom, what is the dog doing?
It's free roaming.
It's free roaming. And we don't let dogs free roam. So, get your dog on a schedule. And even if that is like, okay, dog, first off, 12-week-old puppy, dog comes out of the crate, you better be taking it to the bathroom. You better be, like, even pick it up. Like, bring it out of the crate, pick it up, and walk it to the door to potty it.
We held Benny till she was like a year old every time we went to take her out to her golden retriever. Until she was like a year old, we had to hold her everywhere we went.
Yeah.
It's because she might have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's true.
So.
True. She does have some brain damage. But, I mean, that is why that is why she struggles. But the point is it didn't click. Like, a lot of it didn't click for her until she was much older.
Yeah.
She just didn't fire right in her head. So, yeah, absolutely. So take the dog right out and potty. But the dog, I used to teach bell ringing, and then that goes against everything else that I do, which is we don't let dogs free roam. So, yeah, you tell the dog when the dog needs potty. Next.
Well,
what's the second one?
Just need to know how to break her from chewing on things.
12 weeks old, you're very limited. You're very limited because we don't use an e-collar on a 12-week-old puppy. You could bonk.
But that's
Oh,
where...
we have some. Can you go?
What?
Can you go let her know we're doing a Q&A?
Oh, that's where crate...
I'm like wondering why we have all this noise going on. I'm like, somebody's here.
That's where crate time comes into play, though. If the dog is in their crate, they're not, and you're only getting your 12-week-old puppy out to when you can have your eyes on them the entire time. They're not going to be chewing on anything that they're not supposed to be chewing on.
Exactly.
So
what she said.
That helps rectify that situation, too.
Exactly what she said.
Okay,
Next.
one more question. Rhonda Burton Snyder, my husband and teen daughter took
another new person. That's awesome.
Like, can you
just read your question?
After I read the question, just say another new person or something.
My head, I'll just sit here.
Thank you. Can you do that? That's what I've been trying to get you to do. My husband and teen daughter took our almost 5-month German Shepherd into feeder's supply to bathe, and an older lady came up and tried to pet her. She went into protective mode, and they had to take her out of the store. My husband explained that she's just a puppy, and the lady apologized for startling her. For one, you should never walk up and try to pet a German Shepherd without asking.
Any dog.
I was just going to say.
Any dog.
Any dog. You shouldn't try to pet without asking.
I don't care what kind of dog it is.
But is that normal behavior? She's really good with people that come to her house, barks a little but calms down. Should we take her out more? And should we enroll her in behavior class? We want her to be good in public.
Rhonda, here's the thing. A Yorkie could do the same thing. A golden retriever could do the same thing. It has nothing to do with the fact that she's a German Shepherd. And I'm not saying that you're saying that. I'm just saying this for everybody. Like, guys, quit petting strangers' dogs. Quit walking up to people and engaging with their dogs. Because it just mucks everything up. So,
what?
I'm seeing you. Like, I'm
not doing anything.
So here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with your dog. Your dog is an adolescent, just doesn't know any better. Does the dog need to be out in public more? Sure. Get the dog out in public more, but advocate for your dog. Say, you know what? She's actually in training, so no, you can't pet the dog. Thank you for asking. Or if they don't ask, it's like, oh, no, you can't pet the dog. Dog's in training. Advocate for her more. Absolutely. When I say get the dog out to be social, I'm saying get the dog out in different environments. That doesn't mean let every Tom, Dick, and Harry come up and pet your dog.
It means to let the dog learn to exist. Existing does not mean having to interact. It just means existing out in public.
Yeah. You know, it's like your whole purpose in my life is just to pretty me up. Coexist with everybody. Exactly. That sounds so much better. All right. Oh, and should you enroll her in a behavior class? I mean, you can. You can. It's up to you. I mean, dog training is dog training. So you can watch free videos online, which we have them. Like our colleagues have them. So watch free videos online and train your dog for free watching videos. You can enroll your dog into a class setting. That's fine. You can do private training and do board and train. So you can do free videos and you do all the work. And you can do the Cadillac and do a board and train and let the trainer do all the work, and then you just reinforce it. Or anything in between. You can do that. Figure out what type of training you want to do. We are balanced dog trainers. That means we believe in both yes and no. And you have your purely positive trainers, which you're literally doing only the yes part. You're never doing the hey, that was inappropriate, hey, knock it off, like hey, don't do that. You're not doing any of that. So you got to figure out what your style of training is. And once you figure that out, then you can pick a trainer. Okay?
It's perfect. That's it. The
That's
rest
it.
is just
referrals,
and we thank you everyone who referred.
Yeah, thank you
people to
all
us.
for referrals. We truly love helping you guys. We really do. So thank you.
Perfect.
Got anything?
No.
Okay. See you next time, guys.
Every time. Just
Because I always want to give you an opportunity.
can I
Click. See you guys.